Do you need a little something to help get your message across more clearly? Give more emphasis to your speech with the use of hand and body movements. Tonight we're going to learn a few tips on how to use the proper gestures. Jan Kaml, give me 5, up high, down low, too slow. Give me 5, up high, down low, too slow. Jan Kaml.
Hand gestures, yes, those are a few. Hey, unless you took a drama class in school or maybe you were just born Italian, hand gestures might not come to you second nature. Hand gestures and facial expressions convey up to 65% of how we communicate with other people. When we're talking one-on-one, it's easy to understand what we're saying. We're using all kinds of different ways in hand gestures, facial expressions, and body movements. Some of us are all too clear on how text messages can be misconceived. It takes more. It takes visual effect as well to completely see and understand what someone is communicating to you. Consider how much information can be said with the right facial expression. If I was here to tell you today how happy I am to be here, you would probably not believe what you're hearing based on what you're seeing. It's amazing how much you can portray with a smile or a frown. Your facial expressions, hand gestures, and body movements are critical in communication. You've all seen a little toddler, a little baby girl, a small little pint-sized child, not even able to communicate yet, not even able to speak yet, walk up to her mommy with her arms in the air in the gesture of pick me up, pick me up. If mommy doesn't hear her and doesn't pick her up, she might even do a little dance. She doesn't even know how to talk yet she can convey her message through body language. It's something we learn very, very early, but amazing how when we grow up to be adults, we fail to use because we're not sure of the proper way to use hand gestures and body language. When we first come up to the lectern, we clutch the lectern, stiff as a board, and begin speaking, not really sure how to relax and enjoy the speech, to be comfortable in how you're speaking so that your audience is comfortable with you. This is important for both. Your audience is more at ease and you are more at ease. Hand gestures and body language are used to enhance your message, to keep your audience's attention, to keep your audience entertained, such as storytelling. This speech is for our newcomers tonight, but I don't think I even need to teach you anything. How about those hand gestures and body movements he used? Perfect example. How not to use hand gestures. When we're making a point, we may point, but we must never, ever point. Also, when talking, you get emotional sometimes and really want to convey your message, but you should never fist pound or bang on the lectern. It's very offensive to your listeners. Be careful because you can get a whole lot more said by simply coming in closely and talking more quietly, keeping your audience's attention at all times. Be careful of those certain types of gestures, but also know when you're using props, when you're going to be using props in your speech, bring them up and keep them ready and at hand so that when you're ready to use your props, you can bring them out and talk about them. Also, you want to make sure and put them down right away so you're free again, once again, to use your hands and your body. These are just a few tips. A lot of times now we have PowerPoint presentations or a whiteboard, something that we might want to use, perhaps the remote control for changing the screen on a PowerPoint. Or in the case of just a whiteboard, we would want to use a pointer. When you're using such devices as these, put them down when you're finished with them. Even if you've brought a handout or something you'd like to display it, and then simply set it down when you're finished. Don't begin using the prop meaningless, useless props, such as waving around your notes or papers. I've seen this a lot of times and it can be very distracting, so be careful of the proper use of your props. Use your body to tell a story like Arv did. Arv, I was ready for you to go over to there and yank that burlap sack right off of that window over here, showing us how you crunched in the snow. You could have even enhanced that a little more with just the sound of your voice and taking longer steps over here to walk through the snow. Using your body and using your entire stage to keep your audience entertained and warm. If I was talking about going to SeaWorld today, and I would be telling about SeaWorld over here, and then the next day I was going to go to Disneyland a few miles away, I would walk over here, and so that you could see that I was in a different time and place, simply by using this other side of the stage. These are just some great tips on how to use your body movements and your hand gestures, and also how to be careful of the wrong, improper use of gestures. So I would suggest that you have fun with your speech, be comfortable, relaxed, but yet in control of your body language and your hand gestures, and have fun learning and sharing your new skills. Mr. Coordinator.